think that's on. Hey, baby. Yeah. Yeah, Coco came over when I started, so she's here. Um, yeah, I'm probably just talking to her. I've just been talking to her. Um, I wish Discord had like a pop out mode or something for chat. Like, like how cool would it be if I could just like get a compact Discord like little window? You know, like I get it if they don't want it to be like all the time. Like maybe there's a special button you have to press. Um, but like I could shrink this down more. Yeah, it's just laptop problems. If I had my monitors set up, I wouldn't care. Oh, yeah, I haven't. I'm having a hard. Like, I almost never use my normal voice when streaming. Just like not like it's a fake voice, but like I just don't use like my strong voice. And that's particularly bad right now. It's hard. I don't know why. I need to get over it. But I think that's all it is. Because it should be the same mic volume as last time. Maybe I can get a little closer. The position's kind of awkward because Miss Coco. Hey, baby. I guess I could just play like this and like stare. Well, I can't interact with that screen. Okay, so I can't do that. That's a dumb idea. It says I'm number 4, but I don't know what that means. I don't know. Like it just says it's a trophy and it says number 4, and I saw it earlier and I was like, oh, okay. That's a toddler. Okay, like I think I'm older than you if I at least know that 4 years old isn't a baby. So maybe you should study babies more. Yeah, that's the one I'm sticking with. You should do that. Um yeah, this is actually something I appreciate about a game like chess is just because it's so like international and established, and it's not like a random word game that only exists as one app or something. So like there's chess.com and I think the other one is Lichess. Oh, I must have tried their API at some point, but I don't have the actual Lichess. Lichess. Yeah, and these are like the two main interfaces, and like I have a premium subscription on. Sorry, my head on chest. It doesn't hurt. I'm just kind of out of it, and I shouldn't have taken an. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I shouldn't have taken an orb tonight, but like for better or worse, like I have no hope of sleeping if I don't take one. Like I'm pretty, like I'm not dependent in the way that I could stop taking like orb and I wouldn't really miss it for any other reason except it would be hard to sleep for like 4 or 5 days. Because I've gone through that a few times, and like it's always rough. That's the only thing I've ever had coming off of pot, and like I've come off of way more than, like, this is pretty controlled. But I do get that every time. Like 4 or 5 days, it is just a nightmare to fall asleep. And then it's fine, but it sucks. Yeah, I have a lot right now. I don't know. I have almost all of what you sent last time still. Like, I just started using it a few days ago. And like the tramadol should be out of my system by now. Well, I would have taken it at like 3:30. So I think it's like 4 to I think it's supposed to be 4 to 6 hours. But like maybe it's 8. So I don't know. Um but like it even feels like I have a hard time talking. Like just literally talking. Um yeah. Is that your hand? Is that your hand, little baby? Um like I guess I wouldn't play live chess now because I feel so out of it, but I don't like, if I keep playing chess, it would be cool to play live chess on stream, but like right now my biggest problem and the biggest appeal of it to me is the focus. Um I've noticed that because most games are decided by who makes the most mistakes, and like the default time is 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is like not insane, but it's really fast. Like time is always an issue. So it's like it's not like Metal Gear Solid where I don't think it's like not stressful that way, but I would just perform really badly. Like it's the only game in a while that I've sat down and I have to like purposefully make myself focus on nothing but it for like the 10 minutes that the game is going on. So in that respect, the short time is nice. Like I did look at they let you play, oh my god. Hey baby. They let you specify like a 30-minute game. And I tried to play it, but like there was no one else playing it, so it just kind of like said, "Hey, wait for an opponent," and then I changed my mind. I'm sure someone would have joined, but like then like I think I would prefer these, and I will try and play these. But it's also like, okay, but then you have to dedicate 30 minutes of focusing. So the default that everyone plays is 10. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not playing live chess. I was just, I guess, talking about it, which I feel like is at least as exciting as actually playing it is. Like for a viewer, I don't know. Like I don't really watch, like, very very rarely, even in the last week, would I just watch a chess game outside of like, you know, like here's I'm gonna explain the Caro Khan defense. And then like in that context, they have a game of chess. But I'm in like a weird space as a general chess spectator because like I understand enough of it to where most of like watching a game is interesting, but then like the really important bits, I like they just totally go over my head because I don't understand what like the logic behind them is. So it's like I enjoy it, and then like I wouldn't enjoy it. Yeah, I'll play a bot. Um so I've been going back through the intermediate bots, just trying to like get better. Um like I can beat the advanced bots, at least the first ones I've tried, but I don't know. I think some things are easier to learn. Just plain like basically what I've been doing is going through and doing 2 victories in a row as white and then 2 as black without using any like assistance or takebacks or anything. Just to really make sure that I have a grasp on uh like just for practice, I guess. And like the one thing I do like about the personalities is I do notice a difference in their styles. Like, cause I can just come down here to the engine and be like, give me a bot with this elo. But she's trying really hard. Yeah. Um, I do notice that they all have like different play styles. So like I feel like each one I just completely beat. It is kind of helping me learn something. Um, I guess I was on Hans. Yeah, sometimes their description doesn't really tell me what their like personality is supposed to be though, like in the game. Because Hans just says that he likes to listen to music and he doesn't. I guess it's implying he doesn't pay full attention. Um. So yeah, I don't know what to like make of that. But here we go. Hey, baby. So yeah, I haven't even been practicing like the flashy kind of openings in a couple days at least. I didn't do that on purpose. I probably should practice them again, but um I don't know. My brain is not working. So I do E4. E4 is like the basic vanilla. Jokesonyouchess.com. I play at midnight. I've only been playing for 8 days. It's like the opening move. I think it's statistically like the best move white can make. So, and white always goes first. So it's just like the best move. Hey, baby. But like, it's minor differences. It's like, E4 would give white like a 54% chance to win the game. And then like D4 would be like a 52% chance. Like, it's not like it's like a killer move or anything. And like the 54 is mostly because white always has an advantage because it goes first. That's why like I think in like any competitive setting, like either each player plays as each color or like there's something to decide who plays as what. But like it's not proven because there's just like too many positions to prove it. Uh it's like one of those weird MP compute problems. But like basically all of chess theory would say that white always has a small but like non-trivial advantage going into the game. Anyway, sorry that I've made one move. Um oh my god. So we can go D4. Like the goal of this kind of opening, I see you, baby. No, I see you. You haven't wanted this all day. Um, I don't know if this is the goal of E4, but my logic, like what I think about when I do this opening is, I just want to control the center and build like activate all of my pieces to natural defensive squares, right? Like with the other openings I was showing you, like it's like the first one, hey, I want to attack over here. The second one is, hey, I want to attack over here. This one is not about having an attack plan at all. It kind of assumes that either the opponent will make a mistake and then I can kind of just go from there, or it's going to be a really defensive opening and then we'll figure out an attack like in the middle game, hopefully. Sometimes we don't even figure out an attack and we just kind of like hold on. But that's the downside of this opening is A lot of people will say to beginners not to play this because they're like it's such like I said, this is the move. So it's so well studied that like if I play someone who's like 3000 elo, right? There's a good chance that they just have every variation of this memorized to like at least 10 or 20 moves. And what you can do when you memorize, like, because what you're memorizing is the like best possible move that has ever been calculated. And like, this is, you have years to think about it. So it's like 200 moves ahead of time. So if you're playing against someone who is following book theory, like, yeah, it's not set in stone that you will lose, but it's like everything but set in stone. Like if it's book theory, if it's two book theory players versus each other, it literally will come down to who messes up their line first, like who goes off script by mistake first. Because the whole reason it's book theory is if the opponent doesn't make the optimal move in response, here's how you win. And like it's basically proven that you can force that win. Anyway, um anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, a lot of people don't recommend playing this way, but that's not my problem. Like, I'm not playing anyone with 3000 elo. I don't think anyone I've played will present that problem. The problem that I run into is because it's not an aggressive opening and it builds a lot of defense, it leads to these really closed games that are very, very difficult to play. Like, it's very easy if you just have a queen here and you're like, oh, here's a weak spot. I'm gonna put my queen there and check, buddy, and then you just keep attacking. Like, yeah, it can be dangerous, like, but it's honestly a lot easier than playing in a like claustrophobic kind of game. And I just feel like that happens a lot with this. But anyway, I guess we'll just play f3. So we're attacking the pawn, we're defending this square. So like basically we want to develop our pieces. Like if they had natural positions, this is probably where I would put everything. I don't know if this is 100% correct. This is just kind of like especially with the queen, I usually put her in a different spot depending on what's going on. Um but yeah, if basically every piece had a natural position to be in on the board, uh, this is probably where I would put them. So with this kind of opening, it's not it's reactive because obviously you want to take advantage of what your opponent's doing and defend. But more than the other openings, it's like I just like want to develop these pieces to these squares. If I can do that, great. So kind of like all these moves are planned out ahead of time. But what's great about it is I get to decide like what piece moves when. So like yes, I know I want this knight to be here and I want this knight to be here. But I moved this knight first because they played d5. So I can attack their pawn, I can defend this square. And then like if they had instead played e5 or if they played e5, if they had played d5, then I would simply have just done this knight. Or I think I actually would have done this, but it doesn't matter. I don't like when they do the d6 or e6 stuff, just because I'm not as familiar with it. Like I think it's a weaker move. Like I think if they do either of these two moves, it's fairly weak. But I just don't see it a lot, so I don't really know how to react to it as well. Like I had another guy open with this stuff. He did a5, which is weird, and then he did h5, which was weird. But it was a really close game. Like he was playing good, but he did a lot of weird stuff that was like not the best moves for him. Like they if you put it in the engine, it would be like, why are you doing this? This isn't a great move. But because it's like it's not a blunder, but it's also weird. It was just very difficult to play against. Um, Okay, I'll make more than 2 moves, I promise. Um, so, all right. So he did d6. So he's attacking here. He could threaten to go here, I guess. But I mean, why wouldn't he just have gone there? It blocks in his bishop still. Like I don't really know why people do that. I mean, maybe it's just to catch you off guard. So like I can move here, and then if he takes, I can just take him back with the knight. But I kind of like I said in this kind of opening, I don't really like. I want to just develop defensively. I'm not opposed to trading, but there's no reason for me to use up a move just to trade. To use up 2 moves really. So I'd rather just develop. So I'm just kind of gonna ignore what he's doing. I'm gonna get my other knight out. Okay, so he brought the queen out. I feel like it's not great to bring the queen out this early, just because it usually does end up in their queen having to retreat, or I mean, even just getting captured. But it's also very scary, especially in a faster game. It's very scary when the queen comes out this early because it really can just completely win the game if you kind of slip up, or it like goes both ways. If they slip up, they lose the queen. If I slip up, it's a lot worse than it would be otherwise. Um, so let's see. The queen, it could attack here, but this pawn's not really going anywhere. This column's kind of closed off to the queen, or this diagonal. This diag, this little oblique. These black square, they're not even, okay. I mean, it could take the knight, but like I just take back. Like here's the weak square, but it's not weak until I leave with my bishop. Like it's very easy to get caught off guard. Like, hey, I want to develop my bishop, and like if his queen was here, then like what I would do is I would play g2, and then it's like, okay, well, at the very least you're losing a pawn, but then you have to kind of play reactively to not lose more. But he's not in position to do that. He'd have to at least use one other move to set up, and my bishop is still there. So I don't really think his queen can do much other than like intimidate me. Um, I mean, never mind. I could bring my bishop here and it would check the king, but um, I mean, he could just kick me. I don't know if he would, but he can just like make me back up, and then it kind of sucks because he could back me up all the way to here, and then I'm not really doing any good. So I don't want to bring the bishop out. I guess I could just continue to develop with the pawn. I go here, he might take, and then like the queen is adding pressure here. So if I retake, he can do this, but then I still have a queen. Um, if I move the pawn up, this is called like a bishop fianchetto, where I could put it here or here and then like attack outward. It's usually not the best though. I think it's really situational. And like I don't know, I could be 100% wrong. That's just how it is when I play it. Like usually it's not the best move. Usually you kind of want to develop out to here, but a lot of times with the bishops it depends on where you're attacking. Um if I get this bishop out though, I can castle, which is nice. It always takes a lot of pressure off. Um it's weird. It's hard to always tell when you should castle, but I've found more often than not that like it's just a lot easier than you could sometimes think to end up in a position where you're just at least losing material simply because your king is like exposed. Like I said, I can already check his king. And like I don't think it would be advantageous to do right now, but if he leaves this diagonal open, like it's not that unlikely that eventually I'll be able to screw with him somehow just by doing that. She's kicking me because I'm not kissing her. um are the cats selling it okay? Sorry, it's weirdly hard for me to talk about non-chess topics while not like screwing up the move. But I can just play really slowly. Yeah, that picture of Bean made me sad. Like not like you shouldn't have sent or anything. Like I like the picture, but it made me sad. I didn't like seeing the little guy freaked out like that. If I go here, I'm just gonna talk about chess in between. Like if I say normal things, then just because that's what works. It feels like rude to me, but I am listening. If you type something, I am listening. So I can go here, and he can take. Okay, I am so not prepared for this. Let's just do math. Chess is just counting. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I already did this, so I can do it, but why would I offer a trade? That's right. That's like I have this problem a lot with this position because it is defensive and closed of just like not knowing what moves to make when like not having a good move. This bishop I want to move, but he's blocked off. I guess that's a good enough reason to offer the trade. Let's just see what he does. Oh, I thought it would take it. That's what she said. Um, I could go here and kick the queen, meaning like he would have to use a move to move the queen. That's not always good though, because like he could just move it here, and then like that kind of sucks for me. Like he can do that whenever he wants, obviously, but you know, like why would I waste a turn forcing him to do it then if it doesn't help? I could go here though, and I'd be kicking the knight. Like where's he gonna go? He can't go here. He could go here, but I mean like it's kind of a dangerous square for me because like b4 is dangerous because he always has c2, and like that forks the king and the rook, and it's a really nasty move. So like if I kick him, fine, but I'm really just kind of improving his position if I do that. Like yeah, he's not defending this pawn anymore, but who cares? Which sucks because I really kind of do want to do d5 because I don't want him to take me here. If I take with the knight, like nothing's defending that square. Don't kick me. She just like turns her head and stares at me and then starts kicking me with her paw because I'm looking at the computer. Um, see, like if this was a 10-minute game, like obviously I would hopefully not be high like this, but I would have like 10 seconds to make this move. And I would be trying to do it faster. So because he brought the knight out though, I could move the bishop over here. And then that pins his knight. See, like he can't move it at all. Because it'll put his king in check. The thing is he could try and kick me with his pawn. And then even if I go here, he can just bring the other pawn up. And then like I go here and I like he can move the knight again. So it doesn't really accomplish anything. Like he might not kick me, but like why wouldn't he? You know. Like yeah, the AI doesn't always make the best move, but I don't like I won't even learn anything just by assuming that they'll screw up. Oh, wait. If I move the bishop here though, I pin the queen because we wanted to move it before, so this would it doesn't pin the queen, but it attacks the queen. And the queen can't take me back, or it would be a bad idea to do so because I'll take with the knight. And it also blocks this G column. So yeah, whatever. Let's just do that. Whatever. Okay. So like this already feels not great though. I kind of regret it because like now he's pinned my bishop effectively. Because well, I mean not yet. If I move this bishop, then I have to be careful because if I move the other one, he can always respond with g2. So I just have to keep an eye on that. I guess it's not too bad since I haven't moved the bishop yet. And I can always move this pawn up. I usually don't want to, because if I move any of these pawns, I usually find moving the last one is the most helpful. I'm not like 100% why. It's hard to articulate, but it's just like a pattern I've noticed. Like this, almost always I have no issues with. This I sometimes regret. I think it's because it opens this diagonal, and it's just a very easy space to attack. And usually, like your king is somewhere around one of these sides. Anyway, so he moved his queen. Yeah, my hand was off you for literally less than a second. He moved his queen. We can do this. We can play chess. He moved his queen. If I move my queen, I can castle, which I would very much like to do. But it's not worth it to move it just to move it, really. I could develop the bishop, and then I can always just stuff the queen behind the bishop if I can't find something better to do. Actually, the queen is attacking here now, so is that... No, he doesn't have anything else attacking it. He really still can't do anything with it. I could kick the queen if I go here, but it doesn't accomplish anything. I'm just double checking to see if there's like a better square to put my queen, but like this pawn's probably not going to move for a long time, so this diagonal is not really going anywhere. Everything's defended. Yeah, I guess I'll just try and move the bishop just to put the queen behind it. It's just between c4 and d3. Like he could move his pawn up and attack it, is what I'm worried about with c4. And then what would I do? I guess I could just take with the knight. Like unless he brings this bishop out to attack back, I don't really think he can do anything. Like he could bring the queen around, but I think as soon as he moves the queen, then we kind of have a direction of like, okay, well, depending on where he puts it, like let's attack the queen. Yeah, whatever. I can always kick it back. It's not the end of the world. I don't like that. I don't like when one of my center pawns get taken. Hey, baby. It's hard to take back too because of that knight. I'd have to take with the knight first. Oh, he's got me. I made a goof. You see, here's what he's done. If I attack with the knight, right? The knight's defending this bishop. So then the bishop's undefended. I mean, taking back with the queen just isn't gonna work because he can take me with the knight. So he took a pawn. Like this is a pretty bad blunder. Where he's definitely like got an advantage now. But instead of making it worse by losing another piece, I could just move the knight out. And then I do threaten to do the same kind of fork that he could do on me. And maybe we can win this pawn back later. Like, I bet you if we don't make another mistake or fall into a trap, I bet you he's not going to be able to hold on to that. So we'll try this. Oh my god, it was defending that pawn. I'm so high. It was defending that pawn just like because they're symmetrical. It's symmetrical. So yeah, the other knight would... Oh my god. Oh my god. So much for castling if I move this king. Okay, let's just see where this goes. Do you want to trade queens? I don't even want to... I still won't be able to castle. I guess I could take with the bishop. Oh, he's gonna make me with the bishop though. This is not going well. He's up 2 pawns now, I think. I mean, he missed the fork. I guess setting that up was smart, but I don't know why he... I don't know. I always look for that, but I do get a lot of players with that, so I guess maybe not as many people look for it as I thought. And, like, they always do this. Like, I saw this on a human player, too. Like, look, I fork, you know, obviously, hey, I'm attacking you, I'm attacking you. I guess I'm like a forky, except I don't have the middle bit. So the king has to move, right? So we take the rook. Everything's fine, right? The disadvantage for me, like, is, hey, my knight's stuck over here. I have to, like, spend time to get him out. But then, like, I saw someone do this, I think, yesterday. He moves the king back to the same square. So now I can just, you know... It's so hard to right-click sometimes on this trackpad. So now I can move the knight over here and check him again, and it's like a free move. Do I have a good square to go to, though? Yeah, I can just walk it back. Okay, stupid. Okay, you stupid guy. I love that fork. I use that a lot. I think, like, eventually it's going to stop being reliable, though, like, if I get to higher level players. It's, like, you can trap someone to where they have to eat it, but usually you can avoid it if you're watching for it. Like, that's why we didn't let his knight get over here, is because, like, I've had it done to me, too. It sucks. I mean, this is just kind of inviting me to get a free move with the bishop, which, I mean, helps a little bit. It's not a huge deal. I don't know why he put his rook there. It might be better to just castle, though. Yeah, I'm gonna castle, because then we can attack this pawn. I guess we already could have taken the pawn. That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, because now I couldn't because the bishop is being attacked. But I still have enough attackers. I'm gonna go ahead and trade this down because I'm ahead in material, and I'm really high. So it makes sense to not have too many pieces on the board. The downside of doing this is it gives him a chance to develop his knight for free. It'd be unwise of him to use this knight or to use the king. The best move for him would be to retake with the knight, unless there's something I'm missing. So I don't like that. I guess I should leave that because a better move would just be to outright win the pawn. I just have to be careful not to move this knight because he's defending the bishop. So if I do take that pawn, you know, he can take back and then I can take back. I'm trying not to make the same mistake we made earlier. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I don't see any, what could possibly go wrong? So I guess I should take with the knight first. Yeah. I almost took with the rook first, and that would have been a mistake. Yeah, like, it's more natural here to take with the knight, but I have to remember not to. Yeah, baby. I see, baby. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Okay. So we could still go here and check the king. It still doesn't accomplish much, though. Like, it would be more meaningful if maybe our rook was here, because then we would know that the king has to go here, and maybe we could do something useful with that. Like, then we could pin this bishop, I guess. So I guess, like, all that depends on the rook being on c4, not d4. So I guess one move we could make would be that move. We could still trade the bishop. Give him a chance to develop the knight. I could bring the other rook out. Or I could move one of these pawns. Like the king is in not a immediately dangerous position, but I don't like how blocked in he is. Like if these squares became attacked and this in this row became attacked, he'd be checkmated. It's not an immediate threat, but like if he got his bishop over to where mine is, and then like one other piece, it could be dangerous. Hey, baby girl. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Crazy. Um. I think out of all these moves, the best move is c4. Like, yeah, I'm not opposed to trading the bishop. It's just, I mean, like, I'll let him use a turn to do it. Because it'd be better if he took me, because then I can also move the knight and, get tempo on his rook. Like, his rook would have to move out the way. It'd be nice if I could attack this square with something else, because he only has the knight and then the king to defend, but I don't really think it's going to happen. Like, I could put the rook here and then move the bishop, but then still, I only have 2 attackers. I need 3. So I'd have to dedicate both rooks to it, and that's just like, again, I don't know. Like, yeah, he could just move a piece by then, so it doesn't matter. Like he will also get turns. I could go here and attack the rook. But like both of these, well, not this square, but this square is like fine. Like he's not really hurting anything there. I could also, oh well, we gotta start all over. No, I could also go here. Um, and the benefit of, or the idea of that is I can attack this square with both of these pieces. But he has the bishop, so I would need at least one more piece. Like I could bring the rook over. Oh, I hate that. Because like it's a trackpad, so if for whatever reason it doesn't detect 2 fingers, it, single clicks, and then if you single click at all, it just immediately it immediately clears it. And on Mac you can hold I think it's control. It's either control or option to right click, but it doesn't work here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like I know it doesn't matter. I have to do it. Oh, it's like cursed. That square is cursed. Oh my god. So like, I'm using 2 fingers, but like it doesn't always detect 2 fingers. Um, so we'd have 1, 2, 3, but it's so many moves. I'm just gonna go C. What was the whole point of C4 again? If we go here, what's the point? Like, we're attacking the bishop, but he has the king to defend it. What was the point of c4? Oh my god, it seemed like a good move. I remember thinking, hey, this is a good move, but why? I mean, defending this bishop more might not be a bad idea. Because if his with his bishop here, if he can't take me, which he can't right now, at least it would be a trade. Like, his bishop is basically stuck here. Like, he can't go anywhere. And his knight is stuck as well. So this bishop is actually helping me quite a bit. I would actually like to avoid him being captured at all, but I don't think I can do that. And I can't replace him. I don't have any other pieces that can attack diagonals that are black. So the best I could do would be like to try to deter. Um, I see you, baby. You have no idea how much it sets me back to stop looking at the screen every 10 seconds. I see you, baby. I've been next to you all day. Yeah. I've been next to you literally all the day. Yeah, it's just basically every time, and this is like what I meant when I was talking about like the focus and its relationship with chess. Like every time I look away from the board, like I basically have to redo everything when I turn back. I see you, baby. I will. I see you, baby. So yeah, what was I thinking about? Um. Oh my God, I have no idea. Um. I think defending this bishop. But oh my God, Coco, please, for the love of God, give me this one moment of time. Okay, I'll resume playing whenever I can. Yeah. At least Bean's out of his carrier. Or the bathroom. Um, I don't really like h4. I'm not sure why. I just feel like it. I guess it's another one of those moves that exposes this diagonal. So I always kind of have a bad feeling about it. Um, but also I'd rather something like g4 because I'd like to have that pawn get taken and free this column up. But if I do h4, then like I have no real way to defend this pawn, at least with unless the knight moves. Um, it's just a weird pawn structure. So I don't know. I just have like this instinct to not build it. Um, I don't know. Maybe the trade is the best option. If I trade, like he gets a free turn to develop the knight, though. I don't know why that would help me. And that bishop again, it's like it's stuck. So I might as well wait for him to do it. I guess check and force him to move the king. Um, I don't think it really accomplishes much, but it does move the bishop out. And like back here, he's kind of useless. Like he's not defending much. Like he's defending the knight, but I don't see this pawn going anywhere. I'm just gonna. I'm literally thinking about just doing c3 because I mean it defends the rook for now. It gives my king a little bit of breathing room. I don't know. I guess it doesn't help much. I just don't like this. This feels weak. I guess it's because the other rook is gone. Like if he was back here. No, my instinct is to move him back, but that's wrong. I think the best move actually is D1 because it kind of sets up this battering ram. And like I don't really like I couldn't checkmate with that, but it sure is a good threat and it might be pretty useful. The problem is I don't know how realistic it is to get rid of this pawn. Because like I basically have to give a piece away because he can always take with the bishop. Hmm. Like there's no pawn, like the only pawn that could take it would be this one, and he'll always have the option to capture back unless I get rid of that pawn. So like the battering ram is a good idea, but to do it on the D column just doesn't seem that realistic. Like if he pushes the pawn up, Hor moves the bishop, then maybe. Because like, you know, the king I can always restrict from taking, from, you know, like being able to take it back. But I guess that's one incentive to trade the bishop. Because if I do this, well, the rook isn't doing any good over here, so I'll move the rook. Like, and then we'll see if we can. Oh, okay. Well, he traded. It's not bad. It's just like it's so anticlimactic to sit there for like 15 minutes on a move, and the computer's just like, oh, I do this. Um, so I can go there and just like that move's pretty automatic because we have to take back. I don't think that was a good move on his part. I don't think he saw the rook take. And like there's probably a better move, but at this point in the game, like I'm 10 points up in material. And we're going into the end game. I'll just trade down the knight. Like you can take me back. Like I should think about it more, and sometimes it does screw me, but like I'm so far ahead right now that I don't like it's certainly not going to be a terrible move. It's just like there might have been like it sometimes can actually end up being a bad move, like it'll trap me or something. I mean, I could just take this pawn. It's free. He can't really take me back. And I'm locking this column down, so I'm going to just take that. Um, I was a silly place to move your pawn, dude, because I kind of want to have my bishop over here anyway. Yeah, so like I don't have a specific plan right now, but I'm just trying to kind of like block in the king as much as I can. Like if my bishop's over here, then he's kind of cutting this off. And I figure as long as I'm not losing material and I'm blocking the king's escape routes as I go, eventually it'll lead to a checkmate. So I don't have a like specific plan, but this usually takes me there. I mean, he's attacking the rook, but it's not that much of a threat. It might just be smarter to move the rook though, because I could start to do like a ladder mate where you like take two things like two rooks and you just walk the king back until he's stuck on a wall. The problem is with three pawns and a bishop, it's going to be difficult because he can like hide behind them. Don't you start again. Um so and he's closer to the back rank, so it would be smarter to do the same technique but this way. If I move this rook here, I can't because of his bishop. See, that's tough because both of our bishops are light squared bishops, so that means that anywhere, like I would love to use the bishop to defend one of the rooks, but anywhere that I do that, I'm vulnerable to his light squared bishop. Okay, we'll just bring a pawn up. Like in theory, I think what I want to do is a ladder mate to the back rank. But I don't see it. Like it's probably there. Like the engine is probably like, oh, you could do checkmate in 5 moves, but I don't see it. So I'm just gonna like. I think it's okay in the end game to just take simple moves that aren't losing you material. Because a lot of times if you start chasing checkmate, like yeah, I could sit here for 20 minutes maybe and I'd see it, and like that's not bad. That would be good, but I don't feel like doing that, and that's fine. I think if you kind of like halfway start chasing it though, it's very easy to trap yourself and then just start losing pieces for dumb reasons. Like the end game, there's not a lot of pieces left, but it's deceptively tricky sometimes because it's so open. And usually people save their bishops and rooks and queens and stuff for the end game, so it's just very easy to kind of just get taken by surprise and kind of trapped, or just to drop a piece. Like right here, the pawn on a2 is hanging, and that is easy to miss. So rather than react to his bishop move aggressively, I'm just gonna defend the pawn. Like it a lot of times these positions can be a race against time, but this one really isn't because I have so many more pawns than him, and his pawn structure is kind of messed up that like none of these are getting through. So the tempo is really just on me to decide. So I'm actually gonna make this even a little bit stronger and move that pawn up. And now his king's just, he's like, you're gonna be a dick. You're just gonna take forever and make everything pretty, aren't you? So I could just check his king here, but it doesn't accomplish anything. Like he could even just immediately move back if he wanted. It's tough to get this rook out though, because neither of these square, like this isn't safe, this isn't safe. So like I do have some incentive to push these pawns up to try and attack this monstrosity. I guess I could just move the f up and try to kick the bishop, but it's not defended. And I have kind of made a mistake here with this pawn chain because I've locked in this bishop a little bit. Like now he has to do 2 moves to escape. I guess I'm going to do that now though, because he might actually get trapped here. I pretty much have to take. I should have moved the H pawn up, but I think getting the bishop away makes sense. Like I don't really regret it. But yeah, this G pawn being gone can be a problem because he's going to be able to move these up. I should have moved this up. I think I should have done it earlier, but even on that last move, this was more important. So that was a mistake. Luckily, putting this bishop here does kind of defend the forward movement because these pawns can't support each other. Oh my god, what did I... Okay, that's fine. I mean, again, I didn't even see it. I don't think I could have defended against it, even if I had seen it, but it's just really easy with so much freedom of movement for pieces, and when like your brain doesn't brain good and you're not that good at chess. Like I see some good like 2-move attacks, but obviously those aren't that great because they can always just, you know, have a turn and then the turntables turn. But with his bishop gone, I can move one of these rooks up. Actually, yeah, I think I want to do this. I want to check. Then no, he has. If I check him, he could move here, and then I have to. Yeah, there's no real way to defend that. Okay, well, we'll just do. Like this doesn't do anything because he can move the bishop back, and then I have to just back away. I could do this. It's kind of an interesting move. Because if I move here, he can't just come back because I'll trade. I mean, he might do it. I think it'd be a bad move. And then, but it blocks the rook. Actually, his bishop sucks because if he wasn't there, I could do this. Yeah, if he wasn't there, I could do this right now, and then kind of regardless of what he does next, I could move here. Check the king. I don't think he'd move it, but I think this works either way. And then I would use the move to go here, because his king wouldn't be able to come over here because the bishop is in the way now. His king would just be able to go to e7 and like cut the whole thing off. We're just gonna do this. We're not even gonna think about it. We're just gonna do that. Let's see if we lose. Okay. His king moved. Yeah, like I immediately already have to get out of town here. But it's fine. I'll move over here. And at least now we're blocking off the 6th rank. I would move all the way to the edge, but I'm gonna stay on b6 because it's a dark square. And I feel a little bit safer from, you know, being harassed by his bishop. See, like, he already came over here to bully me, and I'm like, dude, you're a light square bishop. You literally can't touch me. Um, what a loser. I guess he's defending d7 and b7. So I mean, I can harass him like this now and just get him to leave. Well, okay. Okay, buddy, if you want to be like a douche about it, fine. That's actually a better square for him to be on, too. That sucks. I should have left him up there. As he's blocking the rank off as well now. I mean, I guess I can just kick him from there. It's fine. That's the advantage of having pawns, loser. I mean, I did block my rook off there. See, like, this is why it's so easy to trap yourself. Like, it seems like with so few pieces, it should be easy, but it's... Even, like, a tiny mistake just kind of sets you back. Okay, well, at least I'm going to get this rook off of a light square. I don't know if that's going to help me, but at least it can't really hurt me. It's fine. If he takes this, I'll just take it back with the other pawn. I don't really care. Like, yeah, I could move the pawns up and get a queen. I just feel like that's lame. Like, I could checkmate with what I have. Um... Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. So yeah, we're gonna move one of these pawns up and just get a queen. That's fine, buddy. I'll trade you. See, I don't understand when they trade down in those cases because it's just like I think maybe what it's trying to do, like, because yeah, you don't have much hope with the bishop, but you saw how difficult it was for me to figure out how to actually checkmate the king. It's like it gives you a lot of options that are just difficult to deal with. Now he has what? He has one pawn. Like he literally can't do anything. So I think it's the AI seems to want to do that, and I see players do that as well. I think the logic is trying to get a stalemate. Because, you know, then if they can trap me into a situation, which is pretty easy to get into, where the king can't move, but he's not in check, then, you know, instead of a loss, it's a draw. So, I will just not let that happen. It's fine. It's going to be fine. So I want to take the pawn to get it out of the way. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Yeah, I can just brute force straight through. I mean, we still took the pawn, but it... So, like, it'd be faster to checkmate him against the wall. Okay, yeah. Actually, they're the same distance, so it's fine. Take that, Hans. Oh, we got 1550. Well, we made 2 mistakes, I guess. I'm not going to go through the whole review. I just want to see where the big mistakes are. Okay, so it really doesn't like this move. You're allowing the opponent... You're allowing the opponent to win a pawn by overloading a defender. I've never heard that term. I guess it's because I guess it's trying to show me that the knight would be defending 2 squares. And I think we saw this happen. I think this actually played out. I remember talking about it. So let's see what happens next. Yeah, he took the pawn, and then I couldn't take back with the knight, and I had to go for that fork, remember? And then like it ended up playing out okay, but that's only because he didn't see the fork in time. That's so good. That's a lot of times they warn you of a threat and then the threat doesn't actually materialize, but it came to be here. Yeah, that's exactly what happened because I was like, oh crap, we can't take the pawn. Then he'll take the bishop. Okay, so he took a pawn, which isn't bad. The pawn's free, but it says it's an inaccuracy because he could have kicked a bishop. I guess it wants him to move the pawn. Oh no, it wants him to move this pawn up. Yeah, I mean, I see it. Like, it's good to get those little jabs in, but the engine sometimes really prioritizes them. I also would have taken the free pawn because it's a free pawn and it's check. Like, it made me move my king also, so I couldn't castle after that. Like, it was a pretty strong move. Like, yeah, my bishop is, like, kind of nasty there, but there's no immediate threat. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to go through the whole review. I will stop after this move. Yeah, it says that move's significantly better. I just don't understand why. Like, I get that, yeah, you have... But, like, I would move the bishop. Why wouldn't I move the bishop? Like, in that scenario, it assumes I wouldn't move it. It says I would move the queen up instead. But, like, why wouldn't I just move the bishop? It doesn't make... Like, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's probably not wrong, but I definitely don't understand what the deal is. So I'll just save this game for later. Cool games. Yeah, baby. Is Bean still holding your hand? Oh, Arnett Aziz is 1100. We're stepping up in the world. He has a big smile and he loves to play chess. He likes to think for himself, so expect something offbeat. I should play as black, but I got kind of psyched for Aziz. No, we can do black. It's fine. They're like, it's just a personality blurb. Okay, I should play as black. Okay, I actually like d4 as black. I think it's my favorite move. I'm still not that familiar with it. It just seems to work out better even than when they play e4. Like, I like e4 and d4 because then it's a much slower opening than if they do something more positional. And when you're starting like a move behind, I feel like it helps a lot. So I'll just defend the pawn. I'm not really trying to overthink this. I was like, I hope he doesn't try and kick the knight though, and he did it. Okay, I don't want to play that position. That was a bad move. Okay, let's see what he does. Okay, d4. We'll do d4 back. Oh, I don't like when they do this. Like the off-center attack. I'm not sure what the best response to this sort of thing is. I mean, I guess here I could defend the pawn because he can't kick me from here. So we'll see if we make the same mistake twice. Okay, so he's defending his pawn here. He's attacking the square. So I can't move here unless I bring the knight up. He could still take this pawn. And this pawn is like hanging. I just don't want to take it because then I guess I should take it. I think that was the correct response, is to take it. This was probably not the best move. I mean, like, he still could prop the knight up. I don't think it's really changed the position that much. But if I take it, I lose this center pawn, which sucks. But I do have a queen attack on this square now, and he's got to watch this column. I have to watch it a little bit too, but I have more control over what happens here. So I'll just take it. And I mean, I'm up a pawn, so like that's not nothing. I doubt I'll be able to hold on to it though. Like it's not really defended, and it's kind of overextended. So I think he can take it. He just kind of has to put a little bit of work into taking it. Um, Something that happens to me as black, still that I need to break my habit of is I'll try and like do something like move the knight and move the knight to do like the king rook fork, and then I realize that I'm playing black and the board is reversed and like different pieces are here and he can just take me back. I almost wish I've been thinking about playing like I think there's an option here for it. Well, I think there's an option to set it like this, but I've been thinking about playing like this when I play as black so that the board never changes. Like I think this feels better to me than like, it doesn't really bother me that it's not on the bottom, surprisingly. Um so yeah. I worry about like trying to learn that way because then if you play chess in real life, like, you're not going to be able to do that. So you should probably get used to the asymmetry. It's just annoying. Um Cause yeah, I almost went there because like my brain sees this and it's just like ooh ooga booga, you can do the forky thing, but no, you can't. So like I always do this move and then like they do whatever stupid white move they do, and then I'm like, oh my god, oh no, I can't do that, and then my knight's just kind of standing there like an idiot. I actually don't like this position very much because like I can't bring this pawn up because then he takes he could kick, he's attacking my knight and he's attacking my queen. I feel like he's gotten me into a bad position. Like even if I move the knight up to add an attacker, he could just push the pawn. I guess if he does that, I guess he can't really push because he loses the defense of the knight, gains the attack of this knight. So let's add pressure to d4. Don't do, okay. I was gonna say don't do e3, but he did bishop e3, which is effectively the same. It's very annoying. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So he still has control over that square. See, like, yeah, obviously this would give me another attacker, but he would have tempo to just take it, and that's what I don't want. The only way I can get this bishop out is I hate to do like e6 stuff. So this knight can't help. Like it would take at least 2 moves, maybe even more. Okay, is there anything I can do to make e4 less awful looking? I would have to block the queen off, which I mean I could just move the bishop here. I could move the knight. That might actually be a better square for the knight. Actually, yeah, let's move the knight. Let's just see what happens. So he's keeping my pawn pinned here, so I can't move it. And I think what he's trying to do is get me to move the knight back. Thing is, I don't really think there's much because the center with that pawn gone, like the knight's main role on the f3 square, in my mind at least, is to protect the d pawn. And since there's no d pawn, he can take these nuts, and I'll just move up to f3 with my pawn and get lost, buddy. Oh my god. Why does he get turns? Like, who decided the opponent should get turns? Like, isn't it a lot easier if they just don't? So, I mean, like, I would trade the knight, right? By, like, taking the bishop, he takes the knight, but then I have to worry about, like, what I do next. You know, because he'll be attacking my knight. And there's not really anything defending the square except the queen. So I have to move the knight at that point. I can't just take this because it's defended. I can't go here. I mean, like, I could always go back, but that's always not great. I think that's the only option I would really have other than this a4, which... There, there's a really nerdy chess saying in, like, old books where it's like, a knight on the rim is grim. You don't really want to put them on the side of the board. I guess it wouldn't be a... Oh, yeah, it would be a4, yeah. So... He's not really doing much there. I mean, he defends his pawn, I guess, but, like, whatever. I mean, it is under attack. Like, it's a hanging pawn. I didn't even actually realize that. I wonder how long. Oh, it's just this move that's come under attack. So it might actually work out then. Like, so let's redraw this. I take this. He takes this. I go here. It defends this pawn, so he can no longer just take it with the bishop. The only other real alternative to defending it is... There is no real alternative. Yeah, whatever. Let's just do it. Whatever. Whatever. Who cares? Let the world burn. Go ahead. Take the pawn. Take whatever you want. You loser. I hate you. Okay. I move my knight. I still don't understand who gave this guy turns. I could go up here. Sure. I don't like it. Because nothing's defending the pawn. And, like, it takes it... I like to have them in chains where they're defending each other. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it always ends up, like, making a difference. It's not the end all, obviously. Like, it's not crazy. Like, I could do this and just defend the pawn. Oh, I'm already defending it with the knight. What am I thinking? Oh, because it's double attack. The bishop is attacking it as well. So I need to get this bishop out, but the problem is I don't have any time. He keeps making me respond to threats, which is not... I mean, it's good. Like, he's doing okay. I am up in material, but I haven't been able to develop very much. His position isn't that great, but it's not bad. I think it's probably better. I just can't see any other way to defend the pawn, really. Not in one move. I could let it go. So, like, if he takes me... okay. He takes me... Oh, he can't. Like, why would he do that? I would just take him with... Like, yeah, it's still... Okay, so he wouldn't do that, but what if he did this? I mean, I could take his bishop, but then I'm down the pawn. And, like, yeah, I kind of want the bishop, but it doesn't... It's not worth it, but let's assume I did it. His queen is here. Like, does that open up anything? Not really. No, because I'm so underdeveloped, I can't really... Like, the knight is the only piece I have that's out there, which is another good reason not to just sacrifice it. So, sure. Like, this pawn could also defend the knight. I hate this move, though. Whatever. Oh my god, what did he do? There was another undefended pawn. Why am I such a loser? Why am I such a loser? Now if I move this up to free the queen, he can just take, and then I have to take with my king, which is not that great. Go away, you loser. Oh, I hate you. I hate you. Like, I don't think this is a losing position, but I'm so over it. Let's try again. Um, I think this is the same opening as last time. I don't even remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I'll just defend my. I think that's what I did last time. I'll just defend the pawn. Um, it's like this is just a weird move. I don't know what he's setting up here. It's not horrible, but it just doesn't do much. I mean, he's attacking these squares, but nothing's happening there. I'm trying to like reconsider the automatic moves I would normally do because I don't want to end up in the same kind of tricky position as last time. So if I attack the queen, he can kick me, and then I have to go back. He can double kick. Then I, like, worst case is I end up on the g6. And it doesn't really accomplish anything from there. Like, sometimes it's worth it, because, like, this isn't always that bad. Sometimes the pawns being out here can not be, like, very supportable by them. And then, like, sometimes having this column isn't that bad. Like, obviously you can just go here to begin with, but sometimes the center makes that hard. But like when even this diagonal is bad, like I usually just don't even go for it. I feel like it's more likely to hurt than help. I go here, he could take, and then I'm kind of in a bad position. But I want to get this bishop out. This is why I don't like this crap. I don't like it. I mean, I feel like this is what I did last time though. I could go here to block against e4. It's not. Because like attacking d4 is kind of an empty threat. I don't really have anything else that can get out there very easily and attack it. And I need two attackers while that pawn is still there. That's a weird move. If I go here, he can take back, obviously, but then he's got doubled pawns on this column, and this column's just exposed. Like his rook is gonna have a hard time getting out there. He's got to move this pawn, move the bishop, and then move the rook over. If he takes me, like, it's undefended, it's difficult for me to deal with. Like, I'd have to dedicate this move to defending it if I didn't take him. Which, like, might not be horrible. Like, I can move the queen up, and then it's out of the way. It's defending. I just feel like him taking back, like, puts him in a bad position, so I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, like, that's a weird pawn structure. That is weird stuff. I know there's not much to say when I'm doing chess stuff, but I do just kind of want to check in and make sure that like audio works. Oof. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. We are seeing if you can hear me. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. You okay? I'm glad Bean came out of his. I'm glad Bean got some love. He's probably still pretty stressed out. Yeah, I know what you mean about. Well, I guess I don't really know that well from recent history, but yeah, I get what you're saying about leaving them in the house. Um, I mean, if you have to move them to a whole new environment, you would kind of hope that you can like, you know, be with them in that environment for a while. But like, it makes sense that you have to do like all this stuff concurrent with moving. So yeah, they just have to deal. Like, you could put up like a little cardboard cutout of you. Like, Bean would probably be okay with that. I don't think any of the others would really be fooled, but I think Bean would. It might soothe him. Um, any eye droppy. Where's eye droppy? Okay, I can try move down. Um, so I did these two. I don't know how hard the hard one is. Medium seem pretty good. Let me try that. This is Curious Weeks. What's that? There was something I had here. What's it here? Oh, so I had this chess position the other day that I don't know, it's not that important. The engine was saying that like you should do this move because then these moves are better. And I was like, "Oh, okay," but I couldn't understand why like a certain move was happening. And I think it turned out that it was like I don't know what it is. It was for some reason just using the same move that like had already happened in the game instead of predicting what the best move was. So it ended up not making sense. But I couldn't figure out why it was recommending that. So I tried asking ChatGPT. But it's really bad at chess. So it kept just saying stuff that doesn't either would be bad or just like illegal moves or stuff that doesn't exist. And I was like, I guess kind of giving it a hard time. I'm like, well, how like that doesn't make any sense. Like the like how the queen can't get there. And then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. And I'm like, but if the knight moved to b5, it's not attacking black's king. And they'd probably just capture it. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're right. But then like here's the thing. In this snapshot, you have to play 5 live games before you get a ranking. So before you finish your first 5 games, you just start at 400, right? And then you start to climb up after 5 games. So I was at 400, which is really low. And so I'm like, I keep going, like, your moves don't make any sense. And then it's like, um, maybe it's just like there isn't any tactical advantage. Maybe black simply made a dumb move. I mean, this kind of oversight can easily happen at 400 rating level. And then I look back up at the picture and I noticed that like the 400 was sitting there and it saw that and I was just like, oh, okay. Like I didn't reply. I'm like, oh, all right, F you, Chat GPT. He's like, so I'm trying to figure out how the move happened, and then it finally just boils down to, oh, well, it probably just is a stupid move because obviously these are stupid players. Um, and then I asked it earlier today to give me some. I said, hey, Claude. When I'm mad at ChatGPT, I call it Claude to piss it off. I'm like, hey, Claude, can I get some badass ASCII art of a bishop? I want your best effort. And it thought for 16 seconds. Let's see what it thought about. Requesting artistic input, crafting the bishop, evaluating the ASCII art, thinking through bishop art, fleshing out the detail, crafting the bishop a second time, evaluating options, pondering the design. Sure, here's the ASCII art. That's a bishop chess piece. What do you think of it? Did ChatGPT do a good job? Did it do a good job making the bishop? What isn't it a chess move? Can you hear me? I think I'm too tired. Let's start a new game. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully tomorrow. Uh, yeah. I'll still be online. I love you.